Thinking about buying the Yamaha P-45 digital piano because it's the top recommendation for beginners. Well, I was too, but here's what surprised me. After 6 months of daily use, I discovered some serious problems nobody talks about in the glowing reviews. Therefore, this isn't another fluff piece. This is the honest, no BS review that could save you from buyer's remorse. We're diving deep into the gritty details of the touch, the sounds, and those frustrating little quirks that make you go, wait, for $400 really? For the best price, click the link in the description. First, let's establish some context lean. The Yamaha P-45 is an 88-key weighted digital piano that costs around $400, boasts a 4.8-star rating on Amazon, and is universally praised as the perfect starter instrument. The promise is simple: authentic acoustic piano feel, great Yamaha sound, and easy operation. Sounds like a slam dunk, right? But here's the contrarian snapback. What if I told you that its most famous feature, the graded hammer standard keyboard, has a critical flaw for developing proper technique? Open that curiosity loop. We're getting to it. The hook is set. You're here because you need the truth, not the marketing. Therefore, let's start with the biggest issue, the key action. Yamaha calls it graded hammer standard, or GHS. It's weighted, meaning the lower keys feel heavier than the higher keys, mimicking a real piano. This is good. This is why people buy it. But here's the problem they don't advertise: the key return. When you release a key, it comes back up with a slightly sluggish, spongy feel. It's not snappy. For a beginner practicing scales or fast passages, this can build bad habits. Your fingers learn to compensate for the slow return, and when you finally sit at a real acoustic, you'll feel like you're playing in mud. It's the digital piano equivalent of learning to drive in a car with a delayed brake pedal. Not ideal, but therefore is it a deal breaker? Mini promise. I'll give you the workaround for this in a minute, but first, we need to talk about the sound engine. The P-45 has 10 voices. The main one, the Yamaha CFIIS Concert Grand Sample, is genuinely lovely for the price. It's rich, it has depth, and through headphones it can feel immersive. But here's the twist. That deep bass they mention in the product description, it vanishes if you're using the built-in speakers. Those tiny, downward-facing speakers struggle mightily below middle C. Play a low, dramatic chord, and you get a vague rumble instead of a defined musical note. It sounds a bit like a grand piano being played in the apartment downstairs. Through good external speakers or headphones, it's great. On its own, it's underwhelming. Therefore, budget for headphones or speakers if you want the full experience. Rehook so the keys are a bit spongy and the speakers are weak. Is the P-45 still the king of beginner pianos? Let's check the ease of use. Yamaha boasts easy control with one-button operation. And it's true. To change voices, you hold the function button and press a key. It's simple. But this simplicity comes at a massive cost. There is no display. None. Zero. Zilch. To know which voice you've selected, you have to memorize which piano key corresponds to which sound. Voice number 4. That's the E above middle C. It's like using a phone without a screen, just dial tones. This is joke number 1. The P-45's user interface was designed by a spy agency. It's all covert operations and memorized codes. Fun for a mission, frustrating for music. Therefore, let's dive into the other included features. You get a sustained foot switch. That's it. It's a basic plastic switch that feels cheap. It does the job, but it's the musical equivalent of getting a free pair of socks with your sneakers. Useful, but don't get too excited. There are no other pedal inputs, no line outputs to connect to a sound system cleanly, and no recording functionality beyond plugging into a computer. This piano is a minimalist. That's not inherently bad, but it's a limitation you must accept. It's a focused practice tool, not a creative workstation. But wait, there's more. Let's talk about the top reviews. They all rave about the value and the feel. And for a brand new player, that initial feel asterisk is impressive compared to a cheap, springy keyboard. The The touch-sensitive keys do allow for dynamics. You can play soft and loud. This is a huge deal. However, the contrarian angle is that the graded hammer action, while good for the price, is Yamaha's asterisk entry-level asterisk weighted action. It's the training wheels of weighted keys. As you improve, you'll notice its limitations faster than you think. It's like the first level of a video game tutorial, engaging at first, but you'll quickly want the full map. Open loop. So with all these problems, why does it have a 4.8-star rating? The resolution is coming. First, joke number 2. Reviewing this piano is like reviewing a famously reliable car that only has an AM radio and manual windows. It drives great, but you'll be cranking that window down to ask for directions because there's no GPS. Therefore, let's move to Act 2, the deep dive. Who is this piano actually asterisk for asterisk? It's perfect for the absolute beginner who needs a real, weighted 88-key action to start proper lessons. It's for the parent buying a first instrument for a child, knowing they might quit in a year. It's for the minimalist adult learner who just wants to sit down and practice without menus, screens, or options. The problems I listed are real, but for this specific user, they are secondary to the core benefit. A real piano feel at an accessible price. The key action flaw, a beginner won't notice it for the first year. The speaker weakness. They'll use headphones, the lack of a display. They'll only use the grand piano sound anyway. But therefore, who should avoid the Yamaha P-45? If you're an intermediate player looking to upgrade from a cheaper keyboard, you might outgrow this quickly. If you want to experiment with different sounds, connect pedals, or record directly, look elsewhere. If you plan to perform with it using its own speakers, forget it. This piano has a very specific job description. Silent, focused, foundational practice. It's the dedicated employee who does one thing well but hates team projects. Mini twist. Here's the workaround I promised for the key action. You can't fix the hardware, but you can train around it. Practice with a metronome, deliberately lifting your fingers high and quickly on the release. It trains precision and overcomes that sponginess. It's extra work, but it turns a flaw into a strength-building exercise. Consider it piano calisthenics. Now, let's balance the scales with the undeniable positives. The build quality is solid. It's lightweight but doesn't feel cheap. The design is sleek and doesn't look like a toy. It's incredibly portable for an 88-key piano. Setting it up is a 5-minute job. And most importantly, when you plug in a good pair of headphones, you are alone with a shockingly good piano sound. That moment where you can lose yourself in the music without disturbing anyone is magical. For $399, that magic is real. Joke number 3. The P-45 with headphones is like a superhero with a secret identity. Mild-mannered practice tool by day, powerful concert grand by night. Therefore, we reach the resolution. Should you buy the Yamaha P-45? The answer is a conditional yes. Buy it if you are a true beginner and your budget is firm at around $400. The problems are there, but they are the compromises that make this price point possible. You are getting a genuine Yamaha weighted keyboard and a respected sound engine. That combination is unbeatable in this budget bracket. The competition either has worse actions or worse sounds. But here's the final contrarian snapback. Your journey might be longer than you think. Therefore, consider this. Buying the P-45 is an investment in the first phase of your piano life. It's the instrument that will teach you whether you love this enough to upgrade in a few years to something with a better action, more features, and real speakers. It is the ultimate test drive, and that's a valuable thing to know. So, to wrap up on a positive note as promised, the Yamaha P-45 is not perfect. It has a sluggish key return, weak speakers, and a frustrating lack of a display. But it accomplishes its core mission with flying colors, providing an authentic, weighted piano feel and beautiful core sound for a beginner at an entry-level price. It removes excuses. It makes practice possible. It is a faithful, reliable partner for the first steps of a musical journey. For that, it deserves its legendary status. Joke number 4. Choosing the P-45 is like marrying your high school sweetheart. It's not the most sophisticated choice you'll ever make, but it's a solid, honest foundation for a beautiful future. Maybe you'll grow together, or maybe you'll upgrade in a few years, but you'll always remember it fondly. If you've made it this far, you now have the complete, honest picture. You know the problems, you know the compromises, and you know the undeniable value. Therefore, if you've decided the Yamaha P-45 is the right fit for your first step into piano, I've done my job. For the very best price available right now on Amazon, click the link in the description below. That link supports this channel at no extra cost to you and lets me keep making these honest reviews. Thank you for watching, and good luck on your musical journey.